Okay, guys, we have here another race winner car with Todd Ulery one more time. Oh God, people are getting sick of you now, Todd. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, let's talk about the car. Todd is here. We're gonna talk about the car. First of all, look at this paint job. Oh my God, what is that? Those guys are pushy. Look at this. Very, very nice. This is a Opel Calibra Slot.it DTM. It's an inline car. Was this a white kit or no?
It was a white
It
body.
was a
yeah.
white body. Okay. Yeah, I think this kit they provide two different wings, right?
No, it's not
No.
two wings. They provide. It's like two different front grills, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't figure it out at first. I looked at it and I was like, and then I think I have to trim something actually to put the actual grill in. So
This is perfect. So this is the race. This is the class that we race on Tuesday nights at the plastic track. Actually, we're gonna race on both tracks this year at the Sanson Raceway and the Cunningham Raceway. It's a pretty straightforward class. We don't allow much alterations on the car, so it's very invitational. Everybody can just jump in. Actually, today James Mahan just bought a car and made some modifications, and he was racing with us. So this, of course, is Todd's car. I'm going to open up. I'm probably going to find a lot of stuff here because Todd put his time on it. So again, it's a Slot.it DTM. He bought us a white kit. I think the white kit we sell at $54.99 or something like that. And you have at least 10 more liveries. One thing that I don't like very much is that the Opel Calibra it's a lower car and a little wider than the Mercedes, than the Alfa, than the Nissan. And seems like everybody wants to choose that car. So today we had only 8 guys on the grid because it's a Tuesday night race, after work race. But everybody was racing the Calibra. So, okay. Anyways, looking to the car, he has the Trans Am motor, which is the motor that you can use as 20.5, which is the don't remember the car. It's the
MX-15, I think.
15,
Yeah.
15. So this is the motor that we use for our Trans Am class, but of course you're allowed to race here. Let me talk about the body movement before I take the body out. So again, a lot of body movement. You have at least maybe 4 millimeters in the back, 3 millimeters in front. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a lot of movement here.
Yeah, honestly, I don't count turns. It's more just like I want it super loose,
sitting.
especially for a
And the
higher
Calibra, the
center of gravity
Calibra
body
has a
like that.
very nice feature, just like the Nissan that people race at the Group C. The body goes over the chassis.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can see here, so the body sits on the chassis. If you get any other Group C or even the other DTMs, the body goes around the chassis, and then you have always some friction when the body touches the side of the chassis touches the body on the side. So this is one of the good things about the Opel Calibra, and maybe one more reason for people to choose it. So again, here's this beautiful livery, Dark Side West. Those guys are putting together a team for the past year now. Dark Side is the name of the guys who run here in the Southern California, and West is the guys up California. And then this is a mix because Todd shares secrets with Ian. Actually, I don't want to say anything, but Carlos, do you know that during the Scale Auto Festival, they had a special dinner for Todd's anniversary and Todd's birthday, and nobody invited us?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Ian was there, everybody was there, but we're
Okay.
not. Yeah, that's all right.
That Todd?
Yeah,
That Todd?
this one,
That-
this
that-
one, yeah,
that
this one,
one,
yeah.
that one?
All right. So again, beautiful car. Again, yellow and a little kind of a blue grayish, kind of a little
It
bit of
is,
green.
McLaren Victory Gray.
Yeah, right. For you.
That's the actual name of the color.
So open up here the car. We have brass pinions. I'm sorry, brass screws all over it. He changed for the original one. The original ones are the kind of aluminum wood screws almost, let's say. Kind of.
Yeah, it's like
suck.
a coarse thread screw.
And if you see here, he has those big head ones here on front and smaller ones on back. And he did that because he needs less movement here in front. But as you can see, there's minimum movement in the back.
Yeah.
Usually for plastic tracks, if you see a setup, they're almost loose. But Todd has just a little movement here in the back, make like a little suspension. Other than that, everything is stuck. And just the body has the movement.
Yeah, so the front screws are fully tight. I put NSR screws in there so that if I wanted to run them loose, they would have less movement. but the back screws are the Slot.it screws, and they're just loose enough so that it can get some side-to-side movement.
There we go. So here on the pod, you don't have magnets, but you have the ballast. I think this part number is SP23. Thank you. So those are the same form as the magnets that come with the car. And I suggest you take out the magnets and put those. You're going to have much more balance in your car, and you don't have the magnet pushing down your car, which is something that seems a good trick, but if you're really enjoying the hobby, you don't need it. Okay, let's open up. So we have those two brass body screws here. Okay, let me open up this guy. One is out, almost. I hate those. Let's go for another one. Messing up your braid a little bit here. Okay, taking out. All right, so let me take this screw out before you lose it. All right, so here's the car. The body pretty simple, very nice pump paint job again. The mandatory original drivers is here. He made it plain, just a little details on black. The driver again, just a black helmet. I think it's the original that comes with the car. Here in the car, he's using the SP45 fast connector for Slot.it. I don't remember if this is mandatory or not.
It is.
It is? Okay, there we go. And he has them around the pod. He glued it down here. He glued the connector too, so we don't have much movement. And of course, if it's a Todd car, the guide is always coming back to the center, helping the marshals. And if he crashes, he can make some time here because the marshal doesn't need to figure out where the guide is. So the way he does that is just gluing the connector here, gluing on the sides, and then he has those wires distribute evenly, so the guide always comes back. Here again, the motor, the MX-15, which I think makes 20.5 k RPM. He's using some motor screws. This is very important if you're setting up a car like that. You need to find a way to fix your motor. You don't need two screws, one will do it, but maybe he's talking about balancing.
No, for these motors don't have a lot of torque. I'm sure you'd probably be fine with one, but there are two holes, so I put two screws.
There we go. So here you have front axle, nothing special. The rules don't allow you to have independent wheels or anything. How far they are from the ground? No, they're touching. Look at this. They're touching, and they have a little bit over, let's say, 1 millimeter. And the guide's pretty much there too. So the guide has a little distance, and then you have the tires touching.
They should be on a flat block. I think they were a little bit up. Like
yeah,
on a zero recess, they were a little bit
zero
off
recess
the track.
right here. There we go. Yeah, they're flat. Look, zero recess, flat. The braid just give a little bit of movement, and then you have the wheels touching. Very, very nice. The gearing, I think you're using a 10 here. That's a good question, right?
It might be not. To be honest, I don't remember now.
Yeah, I believe it's a 10. It's too thin. Oh, anyway, can you go to the comments later on and just put it the correct gear ratio? And that's a 23, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And that's the offset one modular gear. How many spacers do you have here? 2 and 2?
Four. So I think it's
3 and 1.
3 and 1. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 on the side of the gear and 1 here on the side. So if you never use the modular gear, inline modular gear from Slot.it, you should do it. It's the choice for everyone here in the Slot.it Nationals that use the same inline setup. Comes with this collar here that it's called GMF 55, and then you can choose the gear, and it's pretty nice setup, so you can adjust the movement that you have here and other things. Solid axle, pretty straightforward. He has a little spacer below the gear, and people like to use this one. It could be scale auto, it could be slotting plus.
It's slotting plus.
Slotting plus. And I have my questions about it because I think when people use them, they want to put some ballast on the guide. Well, that's fine.
We have a scale here. We can throw it on
We can throw, anyway, it's a spacer. It's just a spacer. Wheels, that's stock wheels. So you have here a Slot.it air wheel, so you can see that there's a gap here, and he was racing on plastics, and sometimes people use solid wheels on plastic, but he was using the air wheel here. You have the short 25 as a tire.
Yeah, it's a G25 slotted
G25
tire.
slotted tire too. So, and then you have do you remember the size of the wheel? It's the 10, right?
It's the 15 8x10,
15
and then
8 by
those are
10.
the 1172 G25 tires, which are the 20x11, I think.
There you go. So you have all the compounds. And how about the height here? Have like the 0.8 or a little bit more?
No, I think clearance for this is one.
One.
And that was like a little bit. I didn't know how the tires were going to wear, so it's about at 1.1 or so.
Very, very nice. And the guide is the wooden guide or is the no, right?
No, it's whatever they call the advanced guide. I think
The
it's like
advanced
87C or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to try it on this, and it's a little more forward than the wood guide. So even though it doesn't have the width and the depth, I think it helps the car be a little smoother.
Very, very nice, Todd. Thank you very much for racing. Todd was 2 laps ahead of Brandon today, and he made the fastest lap at 5.2 something that we can put in the comments. I can't remember. Well, I can see myself. Oh, my cell phone over here. Oh, my God. Thank you very much, guys.